Howdy folks, it's Jake at Walkie Farm here again. We've just moved this batch of 20 pigs from there to there. It's been a long time since this paddock's had any livestock on it, and it's been a long time since we've had water. Pretty marginal up here on the top of the paddock. Anyway, there's the chooks down there, and that's where we're feeding out the cows. We're normally running batches of 40 pigs, but we just got 20 in this lot because the silos aren't here yet, but the silos should arrive in a week. And then I'll probably get another 40 pigs and we'll run a batch of 60. Just give them a bit more space and knock up a second shelter. There's Spud, isn't she gorgeous? Yeah, so clever, Spud. Anyway, we've rolled them in, hooked up their water, got the new shelter. Seb's done most of this, got the feeder in and filled that up with probably 2 days worth of food. But I brought in some of the biochar that we've been making. I didn't bother crushing it up too fine because pigs are generally very happy to chomp on this. And I've top dressed these two with molasses, and I poured apple cider vinegar concentrate with added garlic into that one. And I tipped out a couple of these before we moved them, and the pigs got right into it. Pardon me. I'm just going to feed it out on the ground. I'm just interested to see what happens. Look at that. Like wheat Bix, Seb. They're definitely, the top of the bucket has more molasses obviously, and they've figured that out pretty quick. The idea of adding biochar to the animals' diets is twofold. Firstly, it's said to bind up toxins and parasites and bad stuff in animals' stomachs, and then they excrete that. But the real reason we're excited about biochar is it's basically stabilized carbon. It doesn't help with weight gain. They're not getting any energy out of it. There's no calories in it, but they're excreting it out. And then when it's excreted, coated with manure, the dung beetles, and it's in a finer particle form at that stage, the dung beetles come and they bury it. And even though it's very dry at the moment, we've got an extremely active dung beetle population on the farm right now. So we're really excited about getting that carbon down into the soil, which will help us with water retention, nutrient cycling, all the good stuff. Look at that. So they're loving the molasses. I'm very interested to see what they think of the apple cider vinegar. Some of that didn't quite burn through. We refined our cook a bit today. It's been a while since we did another batch this morning. It's been a while since I've cooked it, so just getting my stripes again. That's the apple cider vinegar. I'd say the apple cider vinegar is just as popular, Seb. Maybe even more so. Was chatting to a fellow on Facebook yesterday. He shared some resources with me. It was really interesting. They're aiming for their cattle, their adult cows, to consume minimum 400 gram a day, and sometimes the consumption's as high as 900 gram. There are studies out there. I read last, look at this is ridiculous. Covering itself in molasses, the other pigs are going to eat it. There are studies out there that, there's an Aussie study actually, that showed a 10 to 15% weight gain in a batch of steers. I think it was done over 60 days or something, that had ad-lib biochar, just said to help with digestion and get them a bit more healthy. And that's a substantial weight gain. You know, no one's going to sneeze at double-digit gains. Anyway, pouring it in here, like they do eat the biochar without the flavorings. Normally I just put, 2 or 3 buckets of feed in their drum feeder there, and then I put a bucket of biochar in and I just spread it throughout the feed like that, and then they sort of don't get, they can pick around it, but they generally don't. You're ridiculous. Molasses has a bit of energy in it. It's got some nutrients and minerals. and it tastes good. It's sweet. It's a sugar byproduct. Apple cider vinegar, everyone knows that's a bit of a health tonic. Added garlic, so good for parasites. Anyway, I'll say that that's a success. Do the pigs like it? Yes, they do. Hey, Spud. How you going, girl? We're in the last paddock, in the last pen that we're going to cut in this paddock. We started down back further from where that Jersey is. After this paddock, we're going to go through this gate, and then this is the thin little paddock near the house, and we've been here 18 months now. That's never grown grass. It's always just been completely static under the thicker scrub there. Those younger eucalypts, they soak up heaps of water. An adult eucalypt like this will drink 400 or 500 litres a day if it can get it. The younger eucalypts also soak up a lot. Most of their root mass is in the first foot of soil. But the younger trees also release a tannin to poison grasses to eliminate competition. So we're going to get the pigs in there to turn that soil over, and I'll do a bit of cover cropping as we've been going. The cockatoos are getting most of it because it's dry and it's not having a chance to sprout again. Geez, they've come and gone. Smashed it and out again. Isn't it interesting? They're in this paddock that they haven't been in before. And as you can see, it's pretty bare, but they are working hard. They're finding any little bit of vegetation. See here, they found a bit of kikuyu or cooch or something and eating the plant and eating the roots. Their water is working really well. This little water that I welded up, I just built this frame around an IBC just to give me a frame to work with. And then I just tack welded on these tubes. Boys love it too. You guys are filth. Leaking quite a bit at the moment. It's been leaking like that for over a week. That's a little bit faster than what it was leaking actually, but yeah, this has pulled out a bit. You can see we just need to fix that. We actually let them leak because this is the only water source for the pigs. So there's good enough flow rate. Yep, about 20 pigs can well and truly get the water they need. But we let it drip, 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 drip because it builds them a pond and lets them have a wallow. It's important for them. If it didn't leak, they'd just stand there and hold their mouth on the nipple anyway. So it's not much water and the pigs deserve it. They need it. Anyway, guys, that's today's paddock move and a little bit about what we're doing with biochar. All made here on the farm with just little sticks sitting in the paddocks. Thank you.